Hey everybody, High Lord Tamerlane here with more Obscurities in Miniature, and today we're going to look at the Lord of Steel, which is one of the new releases for Wyrd Miniatures, the Other Side mass combat game. So, the Lord of Steel is for the Abyssinia Allegiance, which is again the high-tech steampunk Wakandans. If you haven't seen any of my other videos on it, I have just about every one of their units now online if you want to take a look at any of those other videos, but we're going to take specifically a look at him because he's one of the few commander models that's been released outside of the Allegiance starter box. Can I figure out how to open it though? It doesn't seem like it. Seriously, where's the open? Okay, there we go. Alright, so the Lord of Steel is obviously one model, and we get a big box for just this guy. Oh my goodness, check out that weapon. Whee! That is going to be fun to fix. What's interesting about the Lord of Steel is how he looks in his artwork versus how the actual model is sculpted is completely different. You can actually see that with the head on the model itself. Compared to the original artwork, he's got just kind of a face mask. There's nothing on top of his head. There's no headdress or anything, but then the actual model, that is not the case. He's got quite a resplendent headdress there. There's also this weird kind of V-fin going on with his jetpack there. So the model itself, the armor seems like a kind of a call to the rest of the mechanized infantry. You can see a lot of similarities in their armor design there. Obviously, I'm assuming he's going to work really good with them. The electrocutioners as well. I haven't really taken a look at what he can do in terms of abilities. He does come with a 40mm base, and these solo individual unit bases are a lot thicker than the ones that actually fit on the fire team bases, in case you're curious. His armor itself doesn't seem any bulkier or larger than the less armored members of his faction either. The design of the armor itself is pretty cool. I do like the backpack as it is spewing fumes of smoke and fire, I'm guessing, as it flies off across the battlefield. What is his speed? Speed 9 is pretty good from what I remember. So, pretty simple model. I guess this is actually supposed to be a spear. It looks a little bit like a sword, but I am quite worried about getting that thing fixed. Obviously, that's going to need to get straightened out. It actually seems to balance okay on his own. That's always a plus. He leads his forces on the field. So the big question, probably for most of us, is going to be, what kind of a price tag are we looking at for him? I think I got mine for under 20, which is fair. I mean, it is, let's be honest, for all intent and purposes, a board game piece of plastic. You know, it's not a multi-part model. It's all pre-built. So if, as I've said in many of the other videos, if that's a plus or a minus, that is entirely dependent upon you, the viewer, obviously. But for the price, I thought it wasn't that bad. And it's not like you can't get a comparable model for a similar price from just about any of the other publishers. I might have even paid $15 for mine. I don't remember exactly. But I think under $20, that's a fair price for a single individual character model. And we all know that characters tend to be a lot more money in this hobby of ours. So, with that in mind, you know, it is a cool little model. I'm not sure what's going on with his little cape thing that's not actually a cape. I guess it is a cape. It is actually attached underneath. I know the lighting's terrible at the moment, but it is attached underneath the jetpack. It seems kind of a stupid idea to be wearing a cape while you're flying with a backpack with flames and jets spewing out fire everywhere, but you know what? I'm not the one wearing it. He is. I do like the fact that he also has that helmet rather than the boring, weird face mask he's got going on here that looks like a mid-90s Image comic character that, you know, the artist couldn't really draw facial features, so he just threw a metal mask on the face and called it a day. Helmets are always better. So I'm going to try to get this guy painted up soon. I was working on a couple of other Abyssinia models as well, so that gives me a good excuse to get them finished, and hopefully they'll be able to be fielded soon enough against the Gibbering Hordes and the Cult of the Burning Man that we are working on getting painted in my household. With that said, I hope you guys found this informative. He's not the most excitingly complicated of models, but he's a cool little guy. Obviously that needs to be fixing, and I'm going to say my goodbyes and let you all go. High Lord Tamerlane saying sayonara with Obscurities and Miniatures. Bye-bye.